Alrighty. Hello, everybody. This is Yolanda here. Okay. I want to share with you all my journey as far as a hysterectomy is concerned. Okay. For those who don't know, and I know sometimes people want to know how old people are when they have the surgery, but I am 45. I just turned 45 in February and I'll be turning 46 soon. But this was a surgery that was recommended to me some years ago. But I felt that I was kind of too young to do it. And I'm like, nah, it sounds too serious, and everything. And so I kind of put it off because I tried to do everything I could to bypass the surgery. I tried all the I have a bad glare. I might take these glasses off, but I tried all the birth control. You probably name it, I had it. I've tried the birth control. I've done all of that. I did I had the artery immobilization done. I did that about almost probably a year or two ago. I did I mean, I've tried a little bit of everything. And my problems were the fibroids. They were atrocious. And I've always, you know, had problems with having heavy periods, even from a teenager. And so and then even once I joined the military, problems just kept getting worse. And then I would try to get on birth control to try to avoid it, but over the years, of course, they multiply. So that was my reasoning for having to have this surgery. And so my doctor recommended to me probably about 2 years ago. And like I said, when he said it, it just like, I'm like, of course not. I'm not doing that. I'm not having a hysterectomy. I don't have any children. Are you kidding me? It was furthest from my mind. He said, well, if you don't want to do that, and then that's why he recommend me have the mobilization surgery, UAE, whatever it's called. And so I did that, and it didn't, and that was what they do with that surgery is basically they cut off circulation to the artery to keep the fibroids from growing. But see, by that time, about 2 years, I think about 27, I want to say maybe 2018, they were already had a lot of fibroids, so it was kind of pointless. So then did the last thing, the last birth control method I had was Marina. I think it's called Marina. That was a waste of time. At first it seemed like it was working, but over time it's like nothing was there. It was like it was, and I had so many I think I was getting all kind of infections like uh what do you call them, yeast infection stuff, and I didn't get that stuff like that before. So I was going on like the 5 year mark when when my doctor recommend do the hysterectomy or get the surgery for the mobilization. And then so he had to take it out for me to get that surgery, and I was right there at the 5 year mark with Marina. So it didn't work for me. For some of you it may work. For some people that get on it, they don't have a period. My period never stopped. The only thing that stopped my period was Depo. When I was on Depo for about 3 years, I didn't have to worry about a period. It stay on for a while, but once it goes, it goes. So the Mirena did not work for me. It didn't lighten my periods, and it didn't stop them. So it was just kind of pointless for me. And so I ended up doing that, and then time went on, and I ended up changing providers, healthcare providers, because I'm a veteran, so I go to the VA for my care. And then that's when I was telling him, I said, I've tried everything. I said, I don't know what to do. And when the doctor had recommended it, I think it was around, what was it, September, when he recommended a hysterectomy. It's like when he said it, I stopped breathing. I was like, there's really no other options. And I know some people have surgery, they have their fibroids removed, but then I hear for some, they come back. Because with fibroids, you really, really have to change your diet and cut a lot of things out, because I think a lot of things that we eat can feed the fibroids, to feed the tumors and cause them to grow. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't gonna, I'm not doing all that. So when he recommended it to me, I was kind of shocked. Like, really? He was like, yeah, we can go ahead and do it. I said, well, like when? He said, you tell me when you want it done. And I was just so shocked. It hit me because I wanted the surgery, but then when he recommended it to me, it took the air from me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really about to do this, or this is really my only option, I felt. But so he told me we were going to have the surgery, and it was supposed to have been November I think it was the 8th or ninth, I believe. And so, honestly, after I came back home from my appointment, it's like my emotions were everywhere. I'm going to be honest with you. My emotions were all over the place. I felt like I was going to have a meltdown. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel because I'm like, wow, I'm 45. You know, never had any children. I don't know. I don't know this so drastic because I'm newly married, remarried, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But my husband, his kids are grown, so I was just kind of like, man, well, what if? But as time went on, became, excuse me, okay with it because I was like, okay, I've already accepted the fact that I didn't have children. I never got pregnant. I tried, did the surgery to have my tubes, had to have them unblocked, but they ended up having to remove them. So my only option would have been IVF, and I couldn't afford that at the time. So, I just kind of, be honest with you, I just kind of let it go and accepted it, and fulfilled my need as far as, I guess, being around children, was working with them, in school and teaching and daycare and things like that. That helped fulfill kind of that need for me. And then I have, niece and a nephew, so that helps out a lot for me too, for me now. So um, I had to kind of go through the emotional part of making the decision and accepting the fact that I was going to lose all of my, basically my body parts from what I felt. And then I was really upset. I said, "But God, I don't want to be a man." I kept thinking they're gonna take everything. It's like, okay, they're not gonna take everything. They taking the inside, they ain't gonna take the outside. So I was kind of tripping on that because I was like, oh my gosh, it seems so drastic to me. So if you go through the emotional part of, thinking about a hysterectomy or having to have one, y'all, it is normal. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't feel bad over, about it, because we're women. Of course, we have this nurturing side of us that we want to have children, or maybe you have children, you want to have more children and different things like that. It's okay to feel that way. Don't feel bad, because my husband is I melted down so much. I was crying, have these crying spells. I was just going through it because I really had to process, internally. I had to process what was going on. But once I accepted it, I was okay. And what I did, and what I recommend you do, I did a lot of research as far as, what it was that I was expecting, what was going to happen. I talked to different people that I knew, and I didn't know a lot of people that I knew have had hysterectomies. I had no idea. That many people that I know, you will be surprised at how common hysterectomies are amongst your friends. A lot of people are not going to go with people and say, "Oh, I had a hysterectomy." So you won't know unless you ask. But for some, I just kind of, asked around, like, have you know anybody that's had one, and maybe I can ask some questions. And then someone was like, "Oh, well, I did 20, 10, 15 years ago." And I'm like, what? Not really expecting it. So, but all I never heard any negative feedback. I just heard that, you know, that you'll feel a lot better because you suffered so much with the problems that you have with your body, with the pain from the fibroids and the heavy periods and all that other stuff. It was like, look, you will feel a whole lot better. You won't regret it. So I was like, okay. So that helped me to feel better about the surgery. Listen, here's his other side of that. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's going to have their opinion. Some people have had the surgery and their life has never been the same, and I hate that for them. But there are some people who have had the surgery and their lives have changed for the better. Everybody's body heals differently. My body may react in a way your body may not react, or vice versa. So my experience does not have to be yours. And I had to realize that because I went on Facebook, and I recommend you can also do that. They have I think it's called Life After Hysterectomy group. I joined those and started reading up on people's experience after surgery or what they did to prepare for the surgery. I did all of that. I did research. Even my husband, he done research. I got on YouTube, looked at a lot of it's tons of videos about hysterectomy recovery and recovery. I'm scanning. I'm sorry, y'all can't talk. Recovery, recovery videos, how to recover or what to do to prepare for it. All of those things I found on YouTube and on Facebook. And so I just did a lot of research as to kind of mentally prepare myself for what was coming. You can't really mentally prepare yourself because, like I said, everybody's journey is different, but you can still have enough knowledge to where you won't be as terrified as the way it sounds terrifying, but it is a major surgery, but it doesn't have to be a disaster, is what I'm saying. I read in a lot of the posts that I did read, it was a lot of negative, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Lord, I know, but I had to understand their journey wasn't my journey. Some people react bad to medicine, they react bad to anesthesia, or their bodies just don't heal well. And we have to realize that when we have this journey, don't compare your journey to mine or anyone else's. Your journey is your journey, because your body is not my body. So your body could recover quicker than mine, or mine may recover slower than yours. That doesn't make me better than you or you less than me. And so I had to get over that part, and just take the good and pray about it, and just believe that I was making the right decision. Because a lot of times why we are so anxious when it comes to having a hysterectomy is because we don't have peace about it. We know it's a major surgery. We know it's major. We know our bodies are going to change, and we're not going to be able to control how long it takes for us to heal. We're not going to be able to control the side effects we may have. And it can be a kind of scary thing that we're basically losing control. But I'm a Christian, and I don't apologize for this. So, I just had to trust God that I was doing the right thing, and he would never allow me to do something that he would not protect me from. And I knew that I'd done everything I could, to try to hold on as long as possible. But I was just over it. The periods, the heavy periods, the pads, they're basically go all the way up and back, number 5s. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The always underwear, I had to put those on. Or if I get up in the morning, if I sit up in the morning, waking up from sleeping, and if I stand up, it feel like my insides were coming out, that my periods were that heavy. They would just gush out of nowhere. I've been to work before. All I did was stand up, and it just came all down my leg. And here I am. I got to go inside the building and try to go home and shower and change my clothes. So this has been years of me dealing with this for the longest time. And I was just over it. Some people are against hysterectomies, and that's fine. It's their body. But my body is mine. Your body is yours. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. But I had to do what was best for me. And then, I talked to my husband about it. At first, he was nervous because he didn't want anything to happen to me. But as time went on, he was like, you know what, babe, if that's, you got to go through it, not me. I'm here for you. I'll be here for you. So whatever you decide, then that's what it's going to be. So he ended up getting a piece about it. It took him some time. It did, because, this is a major surgery, and he's not a fan of surgeries, so, and I understand that. But once he got a piece about it, then we were both okay with it. So I just want to say that part. You just have to have a piece about it. You have to be sure that it's the right thing for you to do. You don't have to do it because the doctors are telling you to do it. You have to be sure that this is the right decision for you. If you're married, be sure your spouse is in agreement with it. Some of y'all might not want to hear this, but they have to be, because if something happens to you, they're going to be responsible. If you have children, they're going to be responsible for taking care of everything. So just be sure that all things are lined up and everybody's in agreement with it. I remember at one point my mom wasn't really a fan of me having a hysterectomy because I talked about it, some years ago. She was like, well, try to keep your lady parts as much as you can. But little did I know, when I told her I was having the surgery, y'all, I had no idea so many women in my family had hysterectomies. I did not even know. Same problems, fibroids, because sometimes these things that we go through can be generational. And so I didn't even know. When she was telling me, oh yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so, I said, where was I? I didn't even know that it was common in my family. So sometimes we may have these surgeries because fibroids and different things like that may be pretty common in our family. And it's a generational thing. So it kind of runs through the bloodline, and it's something that, that we need to be aware of. So, yeah, but that was basically the gist of me getting through the acceptance process. And once I did, and he told me he was going to take everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to grow a beard. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what I was thinking. But later on, they told me that, if the ovaries are good, we're going to leave them. I was like, okay, good. Because I was real nervous about going through menopause so early. I'm like, God, I don't know if I'm ready to go through all of that. So fast forward, once I coming up to the surgery, I began to watch videos on YouTube. I got my supply list. I think I didn't go overboard, but when it came to me going to the hospital, I bought too much stuff the first time, and I'm gonna tell you why it's the first time, because I totally or forgot about the instructions that you're not supposed to take medicine 10 to 14 days out coming up to your surgery. Excuse me, because it can cause severe complications. Y'all, I wasn't thinking. I had an abscess on my tooth, so I was taking what I thought was aspirin, but it was really Tylenol. And so when it came to the day of the surgery, I got everything in my arm, and come to find out, and I totally forgot about it. I wasn't lying or anything. I just forgot about it, and when I admitted it, they had to postpone my schedule. I mean my surgery. I was so hurt and so disappointed, and I was mad at myself. Like, why did you not remember you weren't supposed to take anything? But you all know, if you've ever had an abscess, it is not fun. It is so painful. And you can barely eat. You can't hardly function with it. So they was like, well, look, we're going to have to postpone your surgery. And you're going to have to get this tooth pulled. So that's what I did. The day after, I think it was in November, the day after, I went to the dentist. I got that tooth pulled that next day. And it healed. It healed rather quickly. I didn't have a lot of pain or anything. There's a lot of bleeding, but not a whole lot of pain. And that abscess, thank God, went away. So then they told me, make sure that the doctor don't give you nothing heavy. Just take ibuprofen if that's what he can give you. Don't try to get nothing else, more than that. And so that's when they were able to schedule my surgery for December. So they ended up pushing it back about a couple of weeks. So it was able to be pushed back to December. And so I ended up having it December the 9th. And they give you, when you have your pre-op appointment, that seemed like that took forever. Oh my gosh, that took forever. But because I went previously and did it, and I was within the 30-month window, I didn't have to go through that whole part again. I just had to do the blood work, the pregnancy test. And of course, I had to do the COVID test. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The COVID test was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It burned, makes your eyes water, but it wasn't as bad as, some people made it out to be. Now, then I think it may depend on who you have. I had the same woman twice. She was very gentle, and that probably made a difference. But that, of course, thank God, both of those tests came back negative. But then after that, they give you these wipes. They give you a bag of wipes, and you have to wipe your body, take a shower, dry off for 30 minutes. You have to wipe your body down. Basically, it gives you a diagram of where you're going to wipe and how many wipes you use for what areas. And then you have to sit down and dry off another 30 minutes. And then I don't think I put on any lotion or anything. I just put on deodorant, and that was it. Went to sleep the next morning. It's for I think the night before the surgery, and it's for the day of. So that morning I did the same thing, dried off for 30 minutes. My husband wiped me down with the wipes or whatever. And then I left all my jewelry and all that other stuff. I didn't take as much stuff as I did the first time. I thought I was going on vacation or something. So this time I just had a backpack. I had my clothes in there. I had ginger ale. I had like my the gas pills and stuff like that. I just had little things, cell phone, tablet. I bought the bare minimum, underwear, whatever. I didn't bring as much stuff as I did the first time. And so I did that. Went in the surgery thing. It was so fast. I was one of the first ones that morning. So went in and got that done. And when I woke up probably around, I think they said it took 2.5 hours. And so when I woke up, I think it was close to 11. And, the part I hate is trying to wake up from anesthesia. I'm just not a fan of that. It's hard when you're trying to stay awake and you just fighting, trying to keep your eyes open. But I ended up getting through that. And then, I knew something happened down there, but I wasn't up walking at the time, so I couldn't really feel. And I was kind of hesitant about how it would feel once I got up to walk. What it would feel like. So time went by. They kept the catheter in me for a while, so I didn't have to get up to go to the bathroom. They kept it in me for a long time. I probably didn't get it out till later on that evening or something like that. So that's when they took the catheter out, I had a little bit of spotting, a little bleeding. And then that's when she said, okay, I want you to start, you're going to have to now try to get up so you can go to the bathroom. And I was kind of like, oh God, what it's going to feel like when I stand up for the first time. So when I stood up, it's a lot of pressure. Lots of pressure. But since I came out of surgery, they kept bringing me ibuprofen. They were bringing me Tylenol, and they were bringing stool softeners. Because, they tell you, and it's true, You will get constipated. So it's best when they bring it to you, take it, drink lots and lots of water. I'm not a fan of water, but I'm a fan of water now. I've been drinking water like nobody's business. And so it helps, I'm telling you. So I've been doing that, and I've gotten these are lifesaver. Alka-Seltzer gas pills, they will change your life. So I got those, and they really, really, really help with the gas, because that gas can be kind of intense. Now, some people will have it up. I saw a lot of people say they have it up in their shoulders. I never had it up there. Thank God. I didn't feel like I was having a heart attack. All of mine was down in the lower regions. So, but the more you let it out, honestly, the easier it'll be for you. I don't care who in the room, let it out because it helps. It really does. But those Alka-Seltzer, I'm telling y'all, these are the bomb. You see how low it is. I've been taking those, and they have been a lifesaver. That ginger ale helps. Things like that. Some people take Gas X. Some people did peppermint tea. There's many things you can do. But for me, I watch somebody's videos, and those Alka-Seltzers, they are the bomb. They really work well for me, and that's all I've really been taking since I've been home. So the gas was the thing. I think all I was doing was like checking on my cell phone, making calls, letting everybody know I was well. And y'all, next thing you know, I felt like a wave of tiredness just sat on me, and I had to go to sleep. I was so exhausted. So you may feel a little tired, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's probably I might have had maybe 2 more days like that since. I haven't had that a lot. Some people, they're constantly exhausted. They can go to the bathroom and come back and they're exhausted. That hasn't been my testimony. So, just to say with that. But the main thing was they had these compressor things on my legs to keep the circulation going, because they say after surgery it's good to walk to prevent blood clots. So they had these compressor things on my legs for hours. They had them on there for so long. I don't think they took them off till the next morning. So when I was in the bed, they were constantly, pressuring my legs, and then they let it go for a minute, and that happened. They kept that going for a couple of hours, and so I did get up and go to the bathroom the first time. Like I said, it was a lot of pressure. I was nervous about using the bathroom because I'm like, I don't want nothing to fall out. But they gave me a time period to where I had to urinate a certain amount by, I think it was 2 that morning. So I was constantly drinking water, drinking water, drinking water, drinking water, and I had what they needed in no time. So, once the catheter comes out, it felt a little painful with the catheter being in there for so long. It felt kind of weird, but it wore off. It is, I don't have that problem now. They kept going with the stool softeners. I didn't have a bowel movement while I was there. I didn't have to do that. I just had to urinate. So when they came, they would come and check on me. Kept asking me, what's your pain level? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wasn't in any pain. I'm sorry. I know some people, they've been in pain the whole time. That is not my testimony. I just felt pressure, and I felt soreness. And because you can't really lay all the way back because you can feel the pressure. So I had to be elevated, or if I needed to turn to a certain way, because sometimes your cheeks go to sleep, and so I would kind of twist and turn. I could feel it, but I didn't need any heavy medication. That was not my testimony. I'm just saying it's not. So the nurses and stuff were great. I got up because she told me, she said, I'm gonna help you a few times, but then you're gonna have to try to get up on your own. And I said, okay. And so the other times that I went, I would just get up and try to go on my own. It was a struggle because you have to learn how to lift correctly to where you don't tear or hurt yourself. So I had to kind of get used to that. But once I did, I would just get up and go. I would just get up and start going, because I knew that I was gonna have to do that, eventually. So I did that. The next morning, they let me go home real early. The surgeons came in and told me my surgery went very well. They said, but they had a time getting my uterus out because I had so many fibroids and they were huge. And I said, God, thank you. Because when I had my ultrasound before my surgery, the doctor told me, he said, you have so many, we can't even count them. So I knew then I was going to have to do something. And so they told me, they said, we had a struggle getting him out, but we got him out. So I had the one where they make the incisions. Went through, they used the robotic laparoscopic, whatever they call it. But I had the 5 incisions on my belly. They didn't have to cut me, bikini cut. Thank God. They pulled everything out through my vagina. So I don't have, those scars right now. Let me see, I'm about 11, 12 days post-op. So my scars now, the scars on them, they're beginning to dissolve. That stuff they put on it is beginning to dissolve now. They do itch. Oh my gosh, y'all. They really do itch. But put Vaseline or cocoa butter, whatever people say, or oil, put some kind of oil or something on them, and that'll kind of help with the itching, because when they're itching, it means that they're healing. So I couldn't scratch them. I can't scratch them. I'll sometimes rub them. Try to do a little something here, not to mess it up, but they do itch, and oh my gosh, it's like, oh, you just want to scratch them, but you can't. But that's about the only problem I've had. I haven't had any leaking from mine, or anything like that. So fast forward to the next day when I was going home, they came and talked to me. They told me they was gonna have me home. I think around 10 o'clock, I was on my way home. So they got the wheelchair, put me down. I got dressed by myself the best I could. I didn't do any bending, trying to put my shoe on, because I had to have them help me put on my shoes and different things like that. So I didn't do a whole lot of that. Got the wheelchair, went to pick up a medicine, and this is what they gave me. I had they gave me Oxycontin. They only give you a few of them. I think how many in here? They only give 20, because they say this stuff is very addictive, and it's only as an emergency of if the other medicines they gave me did not work. They also gave me ibuprofen. I've been taking that, and then they gave me Tylenol. I have that. And then these are the stool softeners I have. They're the red kind. So the little red ones. Those are the ones, if y'all can see that. The little red ones, those are the ones that I've had. I've been taking those every day, trying to stay regular. And then they also gave me this, the powdery. This the powdery kind they gave me too. But this is tasteless. It doesn't have a flavor, and you can put it in your water, juice, whatever, and just drink it. It's like a stool softener also, or a laxative basically, kind of like Mucinex or whatever, Mucilex, whatever they call it. It's kind of similar to that. So I've been doing that, and I'm telling y'all, I have not been constipated at all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because like I said, what they the same routine they did in the hospital. Certain hours they would bring me the ibuprofen alone, and then they will bring me the stool softener, and then they would bring me the Tylenol. They had the routine on how they would give me the medicine, and that was how I tried to keep it. And that has helped me, because I kept taking the stool softeners, and I was taking this Mucilex stuff and mixing it in my drink, when I would eat or whatever. I have not been constipated, y'all. I'm being honest. And the stool softeners do help, because it helps you that you don't have to strain when you go into the bathroom or anything. So it comes out the way it's supposed to. So that has been a big help for me. And water, 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 water. I'm telling y'all, water is your best friend. I've been drinking other things. I drink like ginger ale. I love ginger ale. And some juice, when I eat breakfast and stuff. And of course, I love coffee. But water is your best friend when it comes to you trying to have a bowel movement. I'm telling you, the more water you drink, the better you are. And I also noticed, since I've had this surgery, y'all, I used to go to the bathroom so much when I had fibroids. I used to go all the time, all the time. I go now, but I do not go as much as I used to go. And that's why when I had fibroids, I didn't want to drink water, because I would go so much. I'm like, man, this can't be normal to drink water and have to go like this. And I thank God that I see a big improvement in going to the bathroom. Cause so I understand if you having something, you got so many fibroids and they're probably pressing against your bladder and you're going to the bathroom. I understand that, because I've been dealing with that for most of my life. So I get it. And I see a big difference, that I can hold my water longer than I could when I had fibroids. So I'm so thankful for that. So fast forward, you're not able to drive during that time, because that's not good, because you feel every bump in the road. You feel it. I'm telling you. So make sure when you're going home, you have a pillow protecting, against between you and the seat belt, because anything rubbing against those incisions, they're not going to feel good. So got home, which wasn't bad. Got home and everything, but I live upstairs, so I had to climb the stairs. I was turtle slow. My husband was a great help for me. Got up the stairs. I came in here, peeled everything off, got straight in the bed. Now, I didn't have any bleeding or anything after the surgery, just a little bit, but nothing major. They gave me, in the hospital, they gave me mesh underwear, and they put a pad in there in case I had bleeding, but I really didn't. Just a little something, but then it stopped. So fast forward to where I am now. Let's see. Like I said, I have my follow-up on Tuesday coming with the doctor. I think this past week, because I was feeling pretty good. I was doing too much moving around, and then the bleeding started. So, what I recommend, do not do more than what you need to do. If somebody's there to help you, lay still and chill. It gets so boring. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It gets so boring being in the house and having to lay down all the time because my cheeks fall asleep all the time and I have to keep moving around, and I get up and walk around, within our place and everything. But sometimes I just want to go outside, and I would take a little stroll outside and come back in because you just get tired of these four walls all the time. But I think because I felt good, I did too much walking around, too much moving around, and then Friday night was when I started to see bleeding. I said, "Oh my God, I hope I didn't mess anything up or whatever." Now, for some people, they don't bleed till about 2 weeks after. Some people they bleed for weeks. Maybe nothing major, but they spot or whatever for weeks. It just depends. And like I said, I haven't had the kind of bleeding because I know they said if you bleed and it's the kind of bleeding that you soak up a pad, then more than likely you need to go to the emergency room because something's not right. Thank God my bleeding hasn't been like that. It's been on and off, kind of, you know, real red here, then it lighten up, then it do a little something, then it lighten up, but it hasn't been drastic, like a period. That's when that's not good. So, like I said, I have my follow up with my doctor on Tuesday. I'm gonna let him know about it. I have a video call with him because I had an appointment, but because of the holidays, they're making it a video call. So I'm gonna let him know about that. I kind of weaned myself off of the pills because I was when I first got home, I was kind of taking them to kind of head off any pain I would have. But even though I'm not really taking it, I really don't have any pain. Now, every now and again, you will feel a little something, a little stab here or there, but it hasn't been like unbearable pain to where I'm chewing these things like candy. So it hasn't been that way, and I know I'm still healing. I still got a long way to go. So I'm not even 2 weeks in. I got a long way to go. But sleeping, some people have insomnia. Last night it was kind of hard to go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep about 2:30, and I had to make myself go to sleep because I probably would have stayed up all night. So you may battle with that a little bit here and there. You can always take a sleep aid or drink chamomile tea. That helps, and sleepy time tea, whatever they call it. You can drink that if you need it or whatever, because let's face it, y'all, we got to have our rest. I'm sorry. You got to have rest. You cannot go 4 or 5 days without sleeping. You definitely have to have your rest because that helps with the healing process. So I've been eating regular. Some people don't have appetites. Mine ain't went nowhere. I've been eating, but I don't eat as often as I used to. I think today I had my husband cook when he came home from church, and we ate not too long ago. I only ate twice so far. Regular me, well, I would eat about 4 or 5 times by now. So it's like I don't really have the appetite that I used to have. And y'all, guess what? I see a big difference in my stomach. I'm like, oh my gosh, my stomach hasn't been this small in forever because before my surgery, I looked like I was pregnant, but at least about 3 or 4 months pregnant. But now I can, when I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it ain't like a 6-pack flat, but it's flatter than what it was. So that lets me know that gas, because you may experience some swelling after the surgery. Your stomach's going to be big for a while. But also another lifesaver. I don't know if I can reach it. I don't think I can. I don't want to do too much. But it's like a lap. It's like a girdle. I got mine from Walmart. It's like a girdle. That has been a lifesaver. Oh my gosh. Some people need it, some don't. But for me, it helped me because when you're walking and you're moving, you can feel the pressure down there. It's like something's pressed, the pressure when you move, and that's not a good feeling. So I've been wearing that girdle since I came home. Today is the first day that I've been most of the day without it because when I walk now, because I'm not doing anything strenuous and I'm not going up and down the stairs or anything, I don't feel that bad pressure I used to feel down there. So that has been a lifesaver. If you need it, you can find them at Walmart. I think it was around maybe $14 or something like that. Get it because it will help you. Even if you don't think you're going to need it, it'll be good to have just in case, because I'm telling you, once you get home, you're going to feel that pressure when you're trying to walk. And until you begin to get acclimated to, moving around, it will really, really help you a lot. I'm telling you. And then because when you wearing, because I haven't worn any pants, I don't think since I've been out, I haven't worn any pants. I'm just wearing a straight gown and that's it. But if you ever have to, get dressed, or maybe you have company, you want to put on some pants, that belly band or whatever you call it, I don't have the one with the Velcro. I got the one you pull up over you, but it will help cover those incisions, because anything rubbing against those things at first, I'm telling y'all, it's so sensitive. It's not going to feel good. So that belly band helps to protect you from your clothes or from anything rubbing up against it. So that's why I recommend it. You don't have to get it, but it helped me. Um, as y'all can see, I have my wedge pillow. This has been a lifesaver, because you cannot, it's so uncomfortable to lay flat on your back. So the wedge pillow is a blessing. I recommend you get it. I got it from Walmart. It was 20 something, 25, $26, somewhere up in there. I got the last one they had, and I thank God I went and got it, because it has helped me. So I set it up, because sometimes I have it like this, sitting straight up, and you see the little wedge part. The wedge part is right there. But sometimes I set it straight up, because y'all get so tired of laying. When I get tired of laying, kind of inclined, my cheeks fall asleep, and that's so uncomfortable. And so sometimes when I'm watching TV, because as you can see, I'm in the room, I stay in the room, but as I'm watching TV, I'm able to sit up more, and it helps with it helps me to be able to sit up more, and my cheeks aren't hurting as bad as they usually are. And then you can lay it flat, for when you're going to sleep, you can lay it flat too. And I just prop my pillows on top of it. So that has been a blessing, because you're not going to be able to lay flat on your back. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting now to the point to where I can turn a little sideways, because y'all, I'm a side sleeper. I love sleeping on my side. I used to sleep on my stomach. I don't even bother. My side is that's my partner. I'm like, yeah. So I'm just getting to where I can kind of turn just a little bit to the side, and now I can actually lift my knees up. Like I said, when my cheeks fall asleep, I can kind of lift my knees up to take the pressure off of that. So I'm getting to that point now, to where I can do that. Or if I'm just sitting in the bed, I can bend my knees, outward now. I can do that now. So that I couldn't do that before. So that's making progress. Let me see what else I got to tell you. Showers. My husband helps me. I can wash, the top part, but he helps me with the bottom part, so I don't do a lot of bending and things like that. Let's see. Like I said, the eating is fine. Drink water. Water's your best friend. I got some in here with me right now. The stool softeners, stick with that. I'm trying to think. I think, you guys, that might be everything that I've done. But like I said, I just want to say this. The surgery is what you make it. If you expect it to be difficult, it will be. Don't listen to everybody that has had this same surgery. Everybody has a different outcome. Because like I said, I've seen a lot of horror stories like, well, what? I said, nope, I don't receive that. I said, I'm not going to even expect that. I said, I'm just going to believe and that God is going to take care of me. I'm not going to have no major side effects, any major, repercussions from the surgery. I said, I'm just going to believe that. And that has been what has happened. I'm be honest, because I had a lot of people praying for me, and a lot of people that I've known that has had the surgery, and they, say, hey, listen, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't you do too much. And y'all, that's so hard when you're used to doing and going. It's so difficult. So I'm out of work right now. I don't go back to work until the 4th of January. So, I'm going on, like I said, I'm going on my second week, and I'm just going to enjoy this time, because the first couple of weeks of your surgery is the most important time for your recovery. If you do too much and strain yourself, it's going to be a setback, and they may have to go and do surgery again, and then that's going to set you back even more. So even though it may be difficult, us being women sometimes to be so independent, be used to doing for ourselves and doing this and doing that, that's not the time to do that, because my husband had to tell me, he said, babe, you need to let me help you. Help me. He even, he still helps me. Even though I can get up and down on my own, I let him help me. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I still have to remember I am still in the real crucial time of recovery. I'm not 2 weeks in yet. I'm still, everything is still healing and whatnot. And so I said I have to be mindful of that. I can't be superwoman and think I got it going on like that. I have to make sure that I take my time because it's going to be weeks before, and probably a year or so before my body really fully recovers the way it needs to be recovered. Um, what else can I say? It's what you make it. It doesn't have to be scary. Of course, it's surgery. You're gonna get a little nervous, like, hope I wake up and everything be fine. The staff was so great at Charleston VA Hospital. I'm from South Carolina, so I'm at the Charleston VA Hospital. The staff was amazing. The nurses were the bomb. So I don't have any complaints. The food, I was in love with the icy cups. That was about it. I ate something, and that's another thing. When I ate right after surgery, y'all, I ate that mashed potatoes in that state. 2 seconds later, it came rushing right back up, and I wasn't expecting that. It's like as soon as I swallowed it, I could feel it. I couldn't do nothing to stop it. It went down and it rolls right back up, and I was just like, so I had to grab my tray and all over myself. I just had to do it. And so they said, well, that's common. It happens sometimes, and you can get, nauseated from the anesthesia. And I've had little procedures before when I've had an anesthesia. And I've never had that reaction, but I did that day. That was the only time I threw up. I was not nauseous any other time. And they also, before surgery, gave me those little patches. Those little, I call them seasick patches. They put behind your ear. They told me I could wear that for I think up to 2 days. So I took it off after the second day. But thank God I didn't have any more nausea. I didn't throw up any more food. Nothing else like that. It was just that one time. So after that, I was pretty good. Um, I think that's about it. Take it easy, relax, rest, because you're not going to get this chance to do it again. You only get the one time to recover, really, the first time to recover in the beginning. And like I said, these first couple of weeks are so important. And when I was doing too much, I realized that, like, yo, you got to slow down, Yolanda. I know you want to get well and get up, but you got to chill because your body, you may feel a certain way, but your inside is saying something different. So don't pick up anything. Don't pull. Don't push. Don't bend, don't do any of that. And that's hard part because that's what you're used to doing. When something fall, you're used to picking it up. And so sometimes if it fall, I call my husband, I'll just let it stay on the floor. I said, I'm not gonna pick it up. Because like I said, those things can, you don't want those incisions to burst or whatever. And then like I said, you got to start all over again. So if you're not having excessive bleeding, I wouldn't freak out about it. But when you get that chance to talk to your doctor, you let them know. Some people, as I said, at the 2 week mark, they have bleeding because I think I read somewhere they said that could be a part of the healing, or maybe the stitches healing up. I don't know, but I haven't had my appointment with my doctor yet. So once I do, and that probably maybe another week from now, whatever, I'll probably come back and give another update. By the end of the year, I'll give another update and let you all know where I am. But I feel great. I'm be honest with you, I do. I don't feel bad. I don't regret what I've done. It was one of the best decisions I could have ever made because unless you have suffered with fibroids, you don't know. So don't judge somebody that may be doing something that you wouldn't do. You just don't understand. It basically stops your life. It hinders you. You have to wear certain colors. You got to wear black when your period on. You got to bring 4 or 5 pads. It's so much to deal with. But I do have a tip for those that maybe you have surgery coming up and you're still dealing with the heavy periods. Let me tell you about some things that I used that really, really helped me. One was called Slow Flow. You can get them. They're pills you can get off of Amazon. Listen, lifesaver. Cut my periods short. My periods are always 7 days. I'm serious, y'all. 7 days, with day 1 through 3 were the worst days. They were the heaviest days. The rest of them, it was kind of hit and miss, flow here, stop, whatever. But let me tell you, that Slow Flow, those pills, I think it has a lady on the, I think it's black and white on the front. And I know she got some kind of scales or something. It's something, a picture on the front, but it's called Slow Flow. You can get them from Amazon. You probably can get them from eBay. They do work. I'm telling you, they work. That helped me. to get through. Another lifesaver, Buddha tea. Buddha, Buddaht. You can get that from Amazon or probably eBay. I still have, I don't know how many packets. They come in a box. You get so many. I don't know if it's 50, 60 of them, packs of tea. Listen, it will help you get through. I'm telling you. You can drink the tea. I don't know how many times a day. I think I would drink it in the morning and maybe in the evening. And it really helps slow my flow up a lot. So Buddha tea and slow flow. And they have some other pills too that's similar to slow flow. You know, if it's compared to slow flow, it'll probably do you some good. I've heard what it was, because I think that the tea that I have, the Buddha tea is, what is it? Oh Lord, is it raspberry? What is it? I can't think of the name of that tea. It may be, I don't know if it's raspberry or what it's called, but it's a specific kind of tea that's Buddha tea that helps you with that flow. I don't know if it's raspberry or something. I can't remember it right now, y'all. I don't have it with me. I'm sorry. But I just thought about those things off the top of my head. But look up the Buddha tea that helps with periods. You can do that. Search on Google. Trust me, you'll find it. And it's dirt cheap. It was not expensive. I got them in like 2 days, and it really does help. I still have some of that tea right now. So it really does help. So those are some things you can do, you can use to get you by until you have your surgery. Because I know how the wait is. Because I was counting down when I had that last period. I said, my God, this is the last time I'm going to have to worry about feeling like my insides are falling out because my periods are so heavy. So I was just so grateful when I had that last period. And like I said, I'm dealing with the spotting here and there now, but that I can deal with that over a full-blown period that I used to have. So I can't complain. I mean, good exchange for that. But as I said, take it easy. Your doctor's going to tell you, take it easy, rest, rest, rest. They're going to tell you don't do anything strenuous or whatnot. They'll give you a timeline to when they want you to stay home, how long you're going to stay, because with the robotic surgery, your recovery time may not be as long as someone who had a bikini cut. Now, had I had a bikini cut, I probably would be out work for 6 weeks. But because I don't, it's going to be 3. So, and like I said, as long as I'm not moving too fast and doing too much, then I'll be okay. I don't plan on driving right now. Because when you're driving, you're doing a lot of twist and turning, looking bumps and railroad tracks and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna press that right now. She told me I can drive in 2 weeks, which will be coming up this week, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do any of that. To be honest with you, I've been in the house, so I think that's the safest place for me right now. I don't want to push it and do too much. I want to kind of take it easy. So if you have to go out and get groceries, if you're single and you have to go out and get groceries, do whatever. Food Lion here has the app. You can shop online and go pick it up. That's what we did, because I didn't have to get out the car or none of that. I just sat in the car. They brought the food to me. I went home. It was simple. So, if you have to do shopping, there are ways that you can get things done. If people want to help you, let them help you. Let them do for you if you need it. I know it's hard sometimes getting people to do for you, but let them do that. Because I had I had a family member. She bought me and my husband dinner first weekend, and I appreciate that, because normally I'll be like, no, we all right. I said, you know what? If people want to bless you, let them bless you. So they did that and everything. I had people bless us with money, and I was like, well, God, I'm grateful. So, just take the help. If somebody's willing to help you, whether it be buy you something you may need or whatever, let them help you. They're only doing it because they care. And so, we have to let our pride go during this time and learn to lean on people and learn to ask for help and receive help when it comes. Because I'm big on doing stuff on my own. And I had to learn to swallow my pride and let my husband help me. Even now, like I said, I can get up and down fine by myself, but I still let him help me, because I don't want to get to where I think I got it going on and mess around and have a setback. You see what I'm saying? So use wisdom. If they want to help you, let them help. If you can get a cane or a walker or something like that, maybe to help you get up and down, do that, because it's difficult getting up and down, out the bed or wherever, because our bed is up on risers. We got those little risers you can rise your bed up, because we tall and we don't like to be low. So because my bed is higher, it's not that hard for me to get up. But when I go out there in the den and sit in the recliner, that's low. But I always recline it back and elevate my legs. But then when it's time to get up, he comes and helps me get up, even though I can, because I use my knuckles. I let him help me get up. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, let whoever wants to help you, kids, whoever, let them help you. Let them get things for you. Let them cook. My husband been cooking since I haven't. I love to cook, so I have not been cooking. He's been cooking. I don't care if I need a pin off the floor or whatever. He has gotten everything for me. If I think I want anything, he wants to know. He bring me water, bring my food, whatever I need. He's been so good and such a blessing to me. He treats me like that anyway. Before the surgery, that's just how he is, and I thank God for that. But he's been doing even more, and he loves it. He loves taking care of me. He really does. So he's been doing a phenomenal job. So I just pray for you, and I pray you have the support that you need, because I've seen some people, their spouses don't care and they're not supportive, and they want them to get up and start cooking after they had the surgery, and it's like, I can't do that. And so I pray for you. If you have insensitive spouse, I pray for you. My heart goes out to you, because that's not fair. If we're married and we made these vows for sickness and in health, then that's what it's about. Whether it's you sick or I'm sick, we have to be here for each other. So, hopefully you'll have somebody there who be able to be a big help to you. You guys, I think I've done this long enough. I think I've talked your ear off enough. But I just want to come. This is a casual conversation, as you can see. I'm in the bed, not dressed up at all. But I just wanted to come and give you all some encouragement concerning, having a hysterectomy. It's not the end of the world. It's not a horrible thing. If you take care of your body, you do what the doctor tells you to do, you will be fine. You may experience some pain, different things like that. Some people they have all kind of stuff going on. If you go in these groups, they have all kind of stuff. Some people years out and have little symptoms here and there, pain here and there, whatever, whatnot. But like I said, everybody is different. Take the meat, throw away the bones. But if you have a positive outlook about it, and you know that your life is going to change and it's going to be worth it, then it won't be as bad as you think it's going to be. So, like I said, I'll be back with another update and let you all know how my appointment with the doctor goes, and how I'm recovering. It'll probably be, if not next week, maybe the week before, the last week of the year. And just kind of let you guys know where I am. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you know somebody that's having a surgery or thinking about it, if you want to reach out to me, you're welcome to. And so, like I said, just keep a positive outlook on it, and you'll be just fine. So you all be blessed. Enjoy your weekend. Merry Christmas to you. And I will see you all next time. Bye.